forest. This is the parking lot where we began our last trip up here. But this is going to be our ending point today, or for this trip, I should say. It's 3 days, 2 nights. I'll discuss more of the details once we get on trail. But looks like we got a group of 6 of us. I don't know where Brandon's at, and Becky and Cody got their dog Ember. So yeah, let's get going. And we are off the trail. Kind of a fire road section right here. Pretty easy. So deal is, like I said, 3 days, 2 nights. It's 3 o'clock right now. We're only doing 7 miles today. I think we got 15 miles tomorrow and then 10 miles out on the 3rd day. Weather's supposed to be great for this trip. Mid 70s for the high temps. Tonight's supposed to get down to 49, and tomorrow night's mid 50s. So really good hiking weather. We just hit the 2 mile mark, and we're currently on, I don't know if this is a forest road or what this is. Everything so far has been really easy. I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier that this is the North Country Trail, the NCT. Or at least I should say part of it. So it's 4,000 some miles long. We got on the trail back there 2 miles ago at Route 322 near Shippenville. This section of trail for this entire hike is all going to be new for me, except for the last 7 miles I've done a couple years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago. And that's a really nice section. So I'll be doing a lot of filming over there on day 3. Also, managed to get my pack weight for this trip anyways to Ultralight. So I'm at 9.8 base weight. I had to take a few things out. My collapsible coffee mug, I don't even use that anymore. So I took that out. And then I have a little folding saw that I usually like to take with me for firewood, but I took that out. And that got me under 10. Added my water bottles. I got some alcohol with me, and I have a little bit of cooking stove alcohol for 1 boil. And I have just a very limited amount of food. I'm not having dinner tonight since I just gorged myself at Arby's on the way here. So yeah, I just have 1 dinner with me. 2 breakfast bars, some snacks. So that put me total weight at like 19.8. Somewhere around there, 19.5 I think. As you can see over there, State Game Lands parking area. So apparently we are in Game Lands. Another section of the trail I think that we're on, I think Becky said, is limited places you can camp. Tonight we're staying at Doe Run Shelter area. We won't be staying in the shelters, but at that area. And then tomorrow I believe is the Highlands shelter site. Okay, so this is the creek that Becky was talking about that we're going to get our feet wet crossing. Yeah, I don't see any way around it here. It's a pretty large deer to still have spots. Today's trail challenge, find tree number 6,303. The first 5.5 miles of the day was pretty much forest roads and old railroad grades. But we are finally into some woods on a single track. Somebody's got a lot of time on their hands. We are headed toward Vermont. Very well maintained section of the trail here. Okay, this big ass tree fell. It's on the bridge. I don't trust going across the bridge. It looks like everybody else is. I'll go this way. Like I mentioned earlier, we're staying at the Doe Run Shelter area tonight, and but it is a dry campsite. Doe Run we just filled up is about a half mile before the campsite, so we're down there filling up. And I found that with this new water filter that I got, the gasket comes off all the time, and sometimes it doesn't seal tight. onto the smart water bottle size. Started using some brand new Sawyer bags that I had never used. This is only the second trip I've had them out on. I wasn't even squeezing very hard, and the seal broke. So now I'm down to the limited water carry for the rest of this trip. As long as I keep the bag upright, I'd keep water in it anyways. I have another much longer trip coming up just after we finish this one. I'm not going to have time to really order I wanted to get an ever new 1 liter bag, but I don't know if I'll be able to get it shipped in time. And I'm not paying for priority shipping. So I guess the next trip I'm going to have to deal with screwing this filter on and off to a smart water bottle. It really wasn't even a half a mile. It was pretty close to the shelter. Here at Doe Run. Let's take a look at this shelter. We got some nice benches, fire pit. There's a little bench in here. It's pretty nice. Some paper to start a fire over here. We'll check out what's in the box later. A broom. And a cooking thing. Pretty nice. Nice tin roof for the rain. And we're smoking a cigar. 8:45, and we're getting out of camp. Tara left about 20 minutes ago, so she's taking out all the spider webs. And got down to 45 last night. It's warming up pretty decently right now. And yeah, so as far as the Doe Run shelter site, the shelter's really nice. It's done by a good job by the Eagle Scouts. You could probably fit 4 people easy in there. And other than that, though, there's not much in the way of tents. There's not many flat spots. There's not too many hammock trees either. So just something to keep in mind if you're planning on staying there. And there's some kind of industrial thing that was going on. I could hear some kind of like just constant droning noise all night. It wasn't terrible though. So, accompanied by like the backing up beeping sounds like all night long. All right, we're exactly 2 miles on the day. And apparently we got a wildflower walk right here. Well, our trail's going over there somewhere. Check out this pretty cool gate here. Not keeping anybody out nowadays. This is pretty cool. General store. This old school on there. I believe this is a pump house over here. This gazebo is 1917. So being mid-August, we kind of lucked out with the temperatures. It's only 76 degrees right now, but we just had a pretty long walk through a bunch of state game lands over there. Out here in the sun. Random song just popped into my head, so let's make it the song of the day. Going with Billy Squire, The Stroke. Now that is some tire chains. Look at the size of these things. The ones on the back, even bigger. Well, I think this was where we were planning on getting water, but yeah, I'm not getting water out of that. Here's our situation. We just had a bit of a road walk. Come up here to this signpost telling us to go into the woods. Now, according to the NCT website, there's supposed to be a reroute when you follow this road, but there's no sign saying not go this way. I'm not seeing any blue blazes or signs down that way. There's a very large garter snake over here. See if I can zoom in on it before he slithers away.
Yeah, he just got something. He ain't about to move either.
As soon as you touch his tail, he'll leave.
He's chilling.
Yeah, he ain't moving.
No, he's in a food.
Yeah, he does have something in his
He
belly.
just walked by.
He goes into striking position.
Did he curl up? Oh,
Oh, biting at me.
spicy.
We've been going through this area, pretty recently made trail through all these small trees, and I guess this is a new trail that they're making, because I guess the old one had to be rerouted or something. But it looks like it has some pretty fresh blue blazes on it. Alright, leave in the comments if you have any idea what this might be for. Right next to the trail here. Some kind of trap? I don't know. Looks like this might be the source of all that orange water. From a coal mine, I guess. Ain't no more up this way. Alright, so here, the hiking is in, it's okay. We just picked up our beer stash just a few minutes ago. Dropped it off yesterday. This is the parking area. It's real close to the shelter, which is coming up. And we also stashed 3 gallons of water there, since this is a dry campsite. And then we're gonna come back tomorrow and pick up these empty gallon containers. Okay, plenty of more better camping than last night. A lot of flat spots for tents, a lot of good hammock trees. 3 benches around the fire pit. And as you see, this is the Highland shelter. Hey, we got a hot dog here ready to go.
And some pretzels.
Oh, nice. Pretzels. Some bug spray. Look at all the cooking utensils. We'll have to check out what's in the box later. We got some mushroom soup. Flashlight, cards. This is laid out pretty nice. 8:45 and we are off for day 3. 62 degrees. 54 was the low last night, so not bad. Should be about a 10-mile day today. A lot of cool stuff to see. And coming to our first overlook of the day. Not sure what this contraption's for. We got Galbraith Overlook. Too many trees. We're getting our first looks of the day at the Clarion River. I have got the kayak camp. That's on time. You can see that tree right there. Look at how much chicken of the woods is on that tree. Here's a closer look. Somebody buried the dog here. I'm assuming it's a dog. Here we got a pretty decent view of the river. There's a couple of these like campsite areas. I'm not sure if you have to rent them or not, but there is porta-john right over there. Good to know. Okay, so I guess these campsites are for kayakers and canoers or whatever. I don't see anything on here as far as renting them. So yeah, Becky just said that you have to reserve these sites, but they are for the Thompson Eddy canoe camping area. Here's the access. Another tree with a ton of chicken in the woods. As you can see from the yellow blazes also on the trees, this is a shared trail with the Baker Trail. And I think we have a short road walk on Gravel Lick Road, and there is a portage-on there too. All right, I made it to Scurry Overlook, and this was my turnaround point in 2018 when I was up here. We just passed our first other hikers of the entire trip, but here's our break spot. We got a bench. We got an old dam with the waterfall, and Clarion River right there. Let's go check it out. And here we go. All right, just made it to the top of the hill. I'm climbing up to the fire tower. Got this really cool rock right here. Here's the tower. So this sits out on this like rock outcropping, I guess you'd call it. Just came to check out the overlook. 1978. Engage.
Stay close.
Not bad. And there is this big parking lot right next to the overlook and the fire tower. And they do have restrooms over here. It's one of my favorite sections up here at Cook Forest is all these hemlocks through here. I'm gonna get a couple of these big hemlocks on video here because we're skipping the Forest Cathedral part. The Forest Cathedral part, there are some massive hemlocks over there. There's like, I think the pamphlet said they're like 350 to 450 years old. So this is the section that we're skipping. It's Forest Cathedral. These trees lived in the time of William Penn 300 years ago. So here's the plan. We just crossed the park road up there. Came across this bridge. This is Tom's Run. Now technically, the NCT is going to go across this bridge and loop all the way up to the Forest Cathedral and back down to the parking lot. But we're skipping that. We're just going to take Tom's Run trail back to the parking lot. All right, we're about to cross Tom's Run again. I believe there's one more bridge before the parking lot. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Today was the most difficult elevation-wise. There were 2 or 3 pretty significant climbs. And then we had a big downhill right here at the end. Bring us back down to Tom's Run. Yeah, I can see the last bridge from here. And that's where the parking lot is at. So, yeah, as usual, I will put the stats for day 1 going here. Stats for day 2 going here. Stats for day 3 right here. And then the screenshot of the GPS tracking with the total stats for the trip. It's not a really difficult section of the NCT. Not a whole lot of rocks in this gnat will not leave me alone. Not a whole lot of rocks unless you're down by the river. And today was the most, had the most sightseeing opportunities, I guess you could say, of the 3 days. The Highland Shelter area, great place to camp, although it's a dry campsite. The Doe Run is only good if you're staying in the shelter. Like I said, there's no real place for, no great places for hammocks or tents. You can see the car from here. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to mention, other than maybe water sources. We did get our feet wet the first day on that big creek crossing. There's no way around that. Water sources, both campsites were dry campsites, but the Doe Run, there was water pretty close by. And yeah, I would just say, like most of the trails I've been doing this year, just top off your water whenever you get a chance. And yeah, I can't think of anything else. We had great weather the whole weekend. And all right, that's it. So yeah, thanks for watching.